Well, another comment that we got, it was, why does the guy running the computer look like Stewart from The Big Bang Theory? Which I'm going to guess they're talking about me.
Yeah.
And I've heard this. There's like three guys that I've been most often compared to. One of them, well, Stewart from Big Bang, which I didn't even know who he was. I didn't watch Big Bang, but that's him.
I could see. I could see. I can kind of see it, and I would understand if Stewart got upset about the comment. Like I would be on Stewart. Like that's one where the Stewart would be like, "All right, man. Like you're crazy." That's what he would say, and he would be, offended. He's got more hair. Well, I don't know he's got more hair, but he's doing it better than Brian. And then he's,
he's got a more casual look to him.
Yeah,
with wardrobe.
That's a set from Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
Mine's a glamour shot.
That's fair.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, I'll post this on social so you can see.
Was he a major character in that show, or was he?
I didn't watch Big Bang.
I never watched it either.
My parents watched it.
It's the biggest show
in
in
America.
America.
Biggest show. There is some great. There's some stuff. There's some episodes that are unbelievable. They did some. What was when they broke down like Star Wars or something?
It was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. They like broke it down. It like changed. It was like a huge thing that because they explained it in some nerdy way or whatever, and people like went crazy about it. But it was a huge show. I mean, shows, sitcoms, sitcoms still alive and doing great. I mean, it's an enormous show. Yeah. And this is a time where shows they're rarely going to get
what's done
that
now
big anymore. Yeah, but I mean, it was still
it was
in
like
the time.
13 seasons, wasn't it? Yeah, it was
but
crazy.
to be that big of a show nowadays.
Have you gotten that before?
Yeah, I was going to
Brian?
say, if you hear it, just one random comment from someone you think they're just dumb or crazy. I've heard this a few times. All these I've heard a few times, so I guess
I get it.
I guess I can't argue with it. The other one I heard, someone posted this yesterday too. Jamie from the Progressive commercials.
I mean, dude, I get this one too, but I think that Jamie guy, just from he looks, I think he's jacked.
That's why.
You think so?
I honestly do. Like, when you see those commercials, like if he wears like short sleeves, I'm pretty sure he's like pretty jacked. And I mean, yeah, if these two guys, I think it would be more if they said, "Is he your dad?" Like that's what they would feel if they would go.
Jamie's my dad.
No.
Yeah. If Jamie's your dad, him and Stewart, I mean, straight up, they should be like. If they would be less offended if he goes, "Hey, I think I met your dad once," like, and then they would be like, yeah, I get that," and they would feel good about it instead of going, "You know who you look like?"
So all these.
I think he's jacked though, like so.
So that's a compliment, Brian.
Well, the comments, some could call it bullying, but he's calling him I'm his dad, so the ultimate bully is in the room right now.
Yeah.
It's worse than anybody online. But the one I get by far the most is this guy, Mike White.
Yeah.
Actor and director.
That one's crazy.
Mike White.
Yeah. Brian, that one I think you could be offended by.
So if you don't know this, he's most known, I think, for Jack Black's roommate in the School of Rock.
Yeah, that's how I know him.
Yeah.
But I've had so many people. I've had someone tell me at a class reunion that we saw you in a movie.
Yeah.
And we couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And I've been on like radio shows. I was on Rick and Bubba once. They did not tell me ahead of time. They knew it wasn't, but we come back from a break and they're like, "All right, excited to have Jack Black's roommate from the School of Rock."
Are you serious?
No, they knew I wasn't him, but they.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, people say this a lot.
Yeah.
So then the ultimate, a friend of mine moved to L.A. and I'd only met this guy a couple of times. This comic friend of mine, and he saw this guy Mike White in a restaurant and thought it was me, and went up to him and said, "Hey man, so you living out here now?" He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, cool." And I think he finally realized, he's like, "You're Brian Bates, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No." And he was offended. So this happens a lot.
That's so funny.
I mean, that's crazy for it to happen to that guy.
Yeah.
Like that, he like all the work he's done. And then, I mean, you're Brian Bates. And he's like, what?
You always it's crazy that it happened the other way around.
Yeah.
It happened to you. Yeah. It's like, it's crazy it's gotten to him. That's when you can tell it's a close resemblance.
For sure.
When it's gotten to, when it gets to him.
Yeah.
All right, here's some with Aaron.
All right, so we've already talked about this on the podcast, people you look like. John Candy.
Yeah.
Do you see
I
it?
can see that.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's a weird
That's a
picture
good
of him,
one.
I feel like. Like, that's me on my best day, and that's him going through some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's like...
No, you did a good job picking two similar pictures.
Yeah.
It's just...
He got pulled out of his house immediately.
That's
what that looks like. That looks like, I mean, he was not planning on going outside,
No.
and then immediately forgot, I have a wedding to go to, and then had to...
Throw on a suit.
Yeah.
And that's me at my best
And that's
with
Aaron,
stage lighting.
groomed.
Yes. I just got a haircut.
Paid the guy to come take the picture there. No, I
Brand
don't
new
know.
shirt.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, you probably know what John Candy looks like. You probably don't know what Aaron looks like. So just imagine if John Candy was homeless for a few months. That's what we're looking at here.
That's a good one. Yeah, I've gotten that one a lot.
All right, John Goodman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. The reason I think that compares me and John Goodman is not that great. I don't know what John Goodman looks like when he was my age, just because I feel like every image of him in my
Definitely
head is when
better.
he's older.
But
You think
I mean, he was a movie star at your age, I think.
was he a movie star by
Probably.
age?
Has to be. He was on.
I mean, he was on Roseanne. Probably
Roseanne-
close
Not
to
when
your-
he was my age. He was in
his 30s, I bet.
Yeah.
You think he was in his 30s back then?
Well, gosh, that show was 30 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like a father of a family.
Well, you should be.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
All right, and then the other one that we haven't talked about before, but you tell me Luke Combs. If you don't know him, country singer Luke Combs.
Yeah. I mean, this is every fat guy with a beard in Nashville gets compared to Luke Combs, who's a tremendously successful country singer.
Is he the most successful fat guy with a beard? Is he
right now?
Right now.
I would say
In the
probably.
game.
I can't think of
When
another.
if y'all had a conference, like he would be, who's speaking? Like Luke Combs, you're like, oh, wow.
He would be the keynote speaker
Yeah.
at the Fat Bearded White Guy
Yeah.
Conference for sure.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to get an invite, but yeah, I mean, I would never unbutton that many buttons on my shirt. But
You're buttoned up there.
if I was as successful as him, I'd probably do it.
That's the confidence he has. Is like
Look,
he's representing so many guys.
That's right.
That he's like, well, I got to step it up, and then he has confidence to unbutton those
Hey,
shirts.
look at me, I got a jacket on.
Yeah.
I got the other way.
Yeah, he's getting. Well, he's starting. It's gonna come back down for him once you start doing that, and if he remains a big dude. I get it. I can't wear unbuttoned things like him doing that look on. I know a lot of guys that do that where they leave their button down to the chest. Like you see it more where you're like, I shouldn't see this much. That's what I always think when I see guys unbuttoned. I think I shouldn't. I should be like, oh, I don't know if I've seen someone. That's my comment, and it should be like, no, I actively see guys do that.
Yeah.
And it's like older guys, it's if they're 20, it's one thing, that's completely different.
Yeah, if you're like a Kennedy on a sailboat,
Yeah,
maybe
then
you
it's
have
fine.
one button on a shirt. But if you're, I would button all the way up to the top if that wasn't considered lame.
I do sometimes.
Guys,
Golf shirts, I feel like you can.
you're being crazy.
Here you go, Brian's
Come on,
letting it
guys.
loose, man.
Nobody wants to see that.
Golf shirt, I feel like it's common to go all the way up to the top, isn't
Yeah.
it? But
Yeah.
like just a button down.
Well, I
it
don't. I
looks
do
weird.
some shirts, but I'll go like this one is like half. Yeah, you button up though. I feel uncomfortable when it's like that. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't. All right.
And what was there was a story of someone at a wedding that mistakes you for someone?
Oh yeah, I did in college. My sister's wedding. This old woman, I don't know who she was. She met me and she goes, "Were you in a Hallmark commercial?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah.
And then I saw her like later that weekend. She was like, "Are you sure you never did a Hallmark?" I was like, "I'd probably remember if I was in a major commercial." And she goes, "You look just like this guy from a Hallmark commercial. You got to look it up." And then I saw her again, and she told me about it. I was like, "I must look exactly like this."
Did you look it up?
I looked it up. The guy was enormous in the commercial. It looked nothing like me. And the upsetting part is I looked at the commercial again recently, and the guy, he didn't look that big.
Do
to
you
me
have
now.
it?
No.
It's
What's
called.
that?
It's the commercial's called "Brother of the Bride."
Did you find it on YouTube?
I did find it on YouTube. Yeah, and at the time that I looked it up, he looked much bigger, but now we look a little more similar. And
Brother of the Bride.
yeah, it's like the movie Heavyweights.
that?
I watched that movie
Hallmark,
Heavyweights
yeah.
recently, and I was like, those kids aren't that big.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's the one right there. Yeah, this is the one she was talking about.
All right.
I guess it was big at the time, or it was a couple years old. But yeah, that guy.
That guy?
Yeah. See, now we look.
Just pause it,
I mean,
yeah.
we're about the same size now. I might be bigger than him now.
Yeah. I mean, that's. Yeah, that's.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You see it?
Maybe.
Well,
I-
did you
I
have
had
a beard at the time?
I didn't have a beard, and I had a tux on the whole weekend.
Oh.
Well, that's you.
So,
that might,
yeah.
I think that might be you.
yeah.
You sure you didn't do a Hallmark commercial?
Oh, come
I didn't know. I mean, I could definitely see that. All right.
All right. That's
Anyway.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole commercial. That's the Nateland podcast is just about everything's a little too long. That's the kind of I would say is a good. It's every comment's a little rolls out a little farther than it should.
all right. So do you have anyone that people have told you that you look like?
I had the only ones I remember is like Chandler. I think
Friends?
From Friends, I would get that like early on, like like before I had a beard or anything. Like back my early when you ever seen my videos I post on Instagram, the ones that are always old,
Yeah.
like I would get it back then, and then I don't remember what else.
All right. So we asked people to share a few. So this guy's from Reno 911. Thomas.
Yeah,
I forgot his last name.
you know what? I think I have heard him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Few people said that. You guys,
strike.
What's the guy's name?
Thomas Lennon.
Thomas Lennon. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, very funny guy. Reno 911, extremely underrated show. If you haven't ever watched Reno 911, it's amazing, man. It's so funny. And still very funny. Still holds up. So, go
All
watch
right.
Reno now.
From Sopranos.
All right.
Oh, the son from The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I get Aaron Paul sometimes. I remember when I did a Tonight Show, I get Aaron Paul.
There was one Aaron Paul, I think, submission, but a few for the. Why am I forgetting his name on The Sopranos? But you guys know it.
Yeah. Nick Novicki, my buddy Nick, little person, was on. I was in
episode with
Sopranos
him.
with him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he auditioned for it, Nick was staying at my house, and my wife auditioned with him. Like she'd read the lines with
Oh,
him.
that's cool.
And then because he was on that, he was on the other.
AJ Soprano was
Yeah.
his name on there.
Yeah.
Someone sent this, Stanley Kubrick.
I mean that one. I mean definitely. You've done a good job picking the pictures out.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
yeah.
The viewer actually, or listener actually picked this one out.
Yeah,
But
they did very good.
Yeah, he did that one himself.
That was good. Yeah, that's the stand-ups. I felt very bloated.
This is my favorite one. Someone sent me this. This is a guy from 1862. And I think
That
that
one's
could
pretty
be your
wild.
great
Yeah.
grandfather. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
Who is that? Do you know who that guy is?
Yes. So, and again, if you're listening, we're going to post all this stuff.
Yeah.
Andrew Myrick. He was a trader who, with his Dakota wife, operated stores in
Oh,
South.
a good trader though. TRADER.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Oh, yeah.
clarify that.
Someone who
to be-
trades.
Yeah.
So he did not have a good ending. He during it's not on here, but I read about this. The Dakota Indians asked him for some food, and he was like, "Just go eat grass." He was not very helpful to them. And then the Dakota Wars broke out, and he died on the first day. And they found him with grass stuffed in his mouth and in some other areas of his body. So they remembered that.
So he started the war.
I don't know if he started it, but they remembered him. When it broke out,
He
they're
didn't
like,
help it.
let's find
He
that
didn't-
guy.
yeah.
Let's find
Yeah.
the guy that told us to eat grass.
Yeah.
So he had
I mean, you probably started it if they're going to do that.
they sought him out, that's for sure.
But he said to
Yeah.
eat grass sarcastically, not as a
I mean,
legitimate.
could that be your
maybe-
great?
That honestly could. That could be some kind of tie,
And he had two thumbs.
Yeah. If he's 0% Italian, it might be my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's uncanny.
That's crazy. That looks like if I posted that picture and said I'm doing a movie
Yeah.
and sent you that, you'd be like, "Wow, dude, that looks great." Like,
Just shave the mustache, got
Yeah.
the goatee. Get the
That's
swoosh.
crazy,
Get the swoosh, and the next picture you don't have the swoosh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.